来给我看看你。
Hello and good evening everyone to the Tuesday Night League here with oNiD Racing, out with AC, in with ACC. All change here for a Tuesday night with our new championship here, the oNiD Tourenwagen Championship. I'm so tempted to say that in a German accent, but realise it would be mildly insulting. So yes, all change for tonight. We bring you a Saturday course and competitors only, but the thing that hasn't changed is my wonderful partner in crime is still with me this evening. Ben, Hello.
Hello, and judging by our usual commentary standards, this will certainly be a crime. We're got the wonderful sound of GT3 cars thundering around the Dutch seaside as we're watching these guys go at it in qualifying already.
Indeed, they are. First laps are going to be set in a moment. I say that Ben Holmes does come across the line. 1:36 dead, setting the pace after the first flying lap in class cars, but decides to fly the wall instead. So, a wonderful Zandvoort tonight, guys. The Dutch track right next to the sandy beach under the sea of I don't know what sea it is actually. I should have looked that up to see what ocean it actually is. That's me trying to be all smart and fancy about it. But we are by the seaside in the wonderful Dutch kind of holiday. It's not really holiday. What am I saying?
It's falling apart.
It is. It's falling apart already. I tried to patch it together with glue, and I didn't use enough glue, so it's fine.
Oh god, I've lost it already.
We lost it ages
right,
ago.
It's closest to the North Sea. Is probably the
North Sea,
best bet there.
That's probably the best bet. Sun, sea, sand, and GT3 cars. What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, judging by us, probably plenty. But
I would not be.
It's a great venue. It's tight. It's twisty, but there's plenty of room. But only drivers tend to find plenty of space to try and make moves happen, no matter where they are. So I'm certain we'll see some moves into that first turn tonight, probably into the last couple of turns as well.
Absolutely. And again, the addition Dutch in the chat. North Sea guys, thank you for the lovely pointer. I totally know what I'm talking about all the time, every day, every point, every stream. I don't really. Please send help. Anyway.
That's a lie. That's an out and out lie.
It's a good thing I had my fingers crossed then, wasn't it, Ben?
Got just under 15 minutes left of qualifying, and it's still Ben Holmes leading the way in the AM class.
Indeed, the AMs get first dibs on qualifying, I do believe, when it hits the 10 minutes. The pros will then take the track to set their qualifying laps. So, yeah, first 10 minutes for the AMs. As said, Holmes leading the way by 0.08 of a second from Mr. Dan Wood. I say that. Ben Holmes of Ben Helms Racing. Oh.
That's a subtle team name there.
That's
I'm struggling to decode what it could possibly mean.
Who knows? It's a mystery. On the lap at the minute, was going faster. Oh, but Dave Wood behind him in second. We'll keep an eye on him as well, because both of these guys are going to be battling for the AMS poles at this rate, because Dave is going to have a quicker lap, a purple lap by 0.4 of a second as it stands. So he is coming across the final turn. Sadly no banks turn yet in ACC, but does go quicker. 1:35.8. First man into the 35s in the AMs.
Okay, now I will freely admit ACC is not my sim. I don't really race it, but from what I know of GT3 cars in general and how they perform and other things, the Lamborghini should be good through the sections that require it to be nimble, but I think the Merc will have the edge on the long cruisy sections like these S-bends and on the straights.
You are absolutely spot on.
I could be completely wrong, but
that is my my understanding as well. The Mercedes is a big chunky boy.
Yeah.
So front engined, rear wheel drive power, all going into his back wheels.
It can cruise. Yeah. It's once you get it up to speed and you've got it settled in, it can cruise its way through just about any track.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam Gardner, evening. Thank you very much to say evening to you as well. Just over 2 minutes left for the AMs on track. We will then get the call out from race control for the pro cars to hit the track. Well, not hit the track. We hope they don't hit the track. To go out on track. And then set their times for their qualifying allocation. What's happening up and down the field? Well, we're going to stay with David, so we're going to keep an eye on him because he's going to go slightly quicker if he keeps this lap all tidy. He is marginally up on his best, and indeed does improve by a minuscule 0.06 of a second.
They're definitely all pushing out there, trying to find those few tenths of pace that will push them through. It's tight. It is a very tight field by the looks of it. So it's 15 cars covered by 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, spot on, pretty much.
That's not much in the spirit of GT3 cars.
No,
and when they're all going together on a grid, there's not going to be much between them.
No, exactly. Especially with this track as well, the nature of it's quite narrow at points with tight and twisty kind of and fast flowing sectors.
Yeah, it compresses the cars a lot as they come through the sections.
Well, Martin Buzek, a very good improvement in the Porsche from 13th up to 7th. A nice midfield time there, 1.3 seconds off the pace. Now, they've got about 33 seconds left of their qualifying now, so anyone that isn't going to cross the line before 10 minutes, they'll have to then finish their qualifying return to pit straight away. If they do cross the line with more than 10 minutes left on the clock, they can continue on to another lap.
Yeah. And Holmes is not going to get another lap in, but if he can get a decent result out of this one, it could put him back up.
He is
not seeing his delta times.
No,
so.
I've got that information here. He's got 0.1 up on his best time. Dave would spinned it. He's gone back to pits.
That's not quite enough. He needs to find another 2 tenths.
He needs to find another 2 tenths. It says so. He is currently live
can be done.
Can be done, absolutely. Live delta for Ben Holmes at the minute. 0.2 up on his best lap.
Gets a good exit here. Gets a good run to the line. It could happen for him.
It's going to be close. We'll see what happens. The pro cars will go out to track. It's not going to be pole for Ben Holmes.
Not quite enough there.
So congratulations to Dave Wood, the pole sitter for the AM class. But we see the pros now going out to track. Trinket Tass looks to be the first one out. Oh no, it's not Trinket Tass. Who's the first one out on track for the pros? Well, there's the Dutch Endurance team and that stunningly new Ferrari, and I can't believe I said a very naughty word tonight. I said Ferrari, I said it again.
They're lovely. Ferrari's a lovely car. It's okay to like the GT cars, even if you don't like the F1 team.
Mercy.
Because they're not run by the F1 team, remember?
Okay, fair enough. Alright, thank you. Just dropping into chat, all out Fops, almost time for me to be the last pro car. I'm sure it's not going to be that bad. And Merticora has pointed out, indeed, Prescott and Ferris, 12th and 13th, only 2,000th of a second between those two guys in the far back end of the AM cars.
Width of a cigarette paper between them there, these cars.
Yes, indeed. Right, I believe the first driver to start that will be our very own Mr. Daniel Hearn.
Yep, he's getting across the line, he's getting his foot down as he comes through the first winding curves up to the first hairpin at Hugenholzbocht.
I will take your word for it.
I have a track map. Naturally, we will instead be calling them the S's as he goes down here for the quick left-hander at turn 8.
It is a very
easy to lose the car on entry there. Easy to go deep and off into the sandpit.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you take too much curve down, it's turn 10.
Yeah, that will launch you straight off into the grass and gravel.
Indeed. Adam Gardner pointing out that Ferrari and ACC have a better pit strategy. We get back to you. We are checking.
I mean, is it possible for them to have a worse pit strategy?
No, it's not.
You'd think it were a team with that heritage and that amount of backing.
Yes.
But
all right, who's that in oNiD Racing admin account? Because I cannot tell. Is that a Master Johnny himself? Evening from sunny Yarmouth, I think it might be. Good evening, Johnny. You're supposed to be on holiday. Quit it.
So he's on holiday and he's still turning up to watch the races.
Indeed, he is. Bless him. Here
supporting his team's cup co-champ.
Who was that? That was
Mr. Bain.
Stephen Bain stuff. What's he doing at the minute? He's on a lap. The fastest lap so far has been set by Daniel Hearn, remained unchallenged as of yet at 135.3. So there's not much difference between the pros and the AMs at the minute.
That Ferrari looks very good in that livery, you've got to concede.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a good looking car. Ferrari make very good looking cars.
Absolutely. Well, Steve Bain crossed the line in 10th place as it stands. So we'll keep an eye on him, and Johnny, I'm sure, will be cheering him on all the way from the seaside, as he always sends it to the seaside, does Stephen Bain.
Little dips the tyre on the grass into the hairpin. Holds it together though. It will have slowed him down, but he's got a decent gap both in front and behind him.
No, he has indeed.
So if you're going to make a mistake, making sure you've got the space to do it is a thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm learning the track tonight. It says Vize. I don't know who that is, but welcome nonetheless. I'm presuming you're in the AM class, as you're texting in, typing in the YouTube chat. I commend you for your driving and typing abilities.
That would definitely be skill. We know some people who can do that, but it's not something we encourage.
I do question the difference between skillfulness and just plain stupidity.
It's a fine line.
This is a very fine line.
As far as I know, it's only differentiated by success. If you're winning, it's skill. If you're crashing, it's stupidity.
That's gonna be my life motto. Oh, excuse me. Mercy call in chat. It's fine. Bane's gonna get a drive-through anyway. Damn, bro.
For the lols.
For the lols. Steve Bain can't get any higher than 10th though. He just set a new time, 136.000. Absolutely on the head.
10th's a decent position to be in. He's kept himself a 10th clear from Wacker in P12. He has dropped down to P11 now, unfortunately.
Indeed, but look at this.
Kingston's just jumped him.
But look at this. Who's back from the reigning champions from the last ACC season? We had Pulse SimSport, Leighton Austin, setting the new fastest that time, 135.1.
Unsurprising to see the Pulse boys up at the sharp end of the field.
Absolutely. Wonderful to have him back after a very successful season last time out in the GT3s in the multi-class championship. Back again to see if they can retain their crown, and if they keep this pace up, I'm sure that's not going to be that much of an issue.
He's back again with the ill behaviour.
Yeah.
That's a dated reference. I'm sorry for it.
It's okay. I'm young, Ben.
You're going to say you're too young to get it. That's terrible.
At least I didn't call you old. You oldie. Anyway,
I acknowledge it. It means I'm allowed to be grouchy. It all works.
Of course. Wow. I say Austin is on par, but look at this. Miles Dixon. Oh, it's the other Pulse SimSport has. That was.
And Rooney goes top as well.
Does as well, and that's going for the gap. Let's go for the gap racing. This is going to reignite the rivalry again.
This is it's going to make things interesting, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Well, Rooney on par in that Porsche at the minute. Dixon,
Johnny gets it. Johnny gets the reference.
Yeah. You're gonna have to explain it to me after the stream so I can be educated. Badim Habibovic, no GT4 cringe. No GT4, all GT3, but the only difference is no Hondas, no Alpine, no McLaren, no... What's the other... Ooh.
You know, I should have cottoned onto that. I was thinking about how it's not a very wide spread of cars.
No,
it's like, they're restricted on choice, aren't they?
They are restricted on choice. We are trying as much as we can to replicate the DTM kind of championship. So hence the title, the Tourenwagen. championship. So yeah, only constructors that are involved in DTM, basically. We will have some German tracks coming up as well. Nürburgring is to follow later on in the season, and we will be making a very good visit there.
It's only a short hop from Germany to the shores of the Netherlands. You know,
neighbours,
very close neighbours. If you can do it in a tank, you can do it in a GT3 car. It's all good. That's my one. That's my one. I promise.
That's it. That's it. We're gonna get banned now. That's it. But I do want to point out though, Danny Van Oom, Dutch endurance team, who was also in the battle with the GT3s last season. Purple sectors as it stands, comes through the last turn. This could be a new fastest lap. And he goes second. 3,000ths of a second from Go for the Gap.
He couldn't have been closer if he was inside Rooney. I mean, read into that what you will. I meant inside his car.
Thank you for that clarification. It was
basically been sat in the back seat. Well, it's more like the engine bay in this car, isn't it?
Well, I agree. I mean, at least we didn't immediately go to the gutter, kind of, you know. But it's fine. Don't worry. Ben just had to put that clarification because he's used his one and only bad joke for the night.
You're hopeful.
Hope is all I've got at this point. So 7 seconds left. People on laps will be Tourenwagen, Kingston, Hearn, Sledge, Dixon, and this man here, Danny Van Oom and B. Rooney. Checker is now out.
Yeah.
Johnny, stop it. He doesn't need any encouragement. So I believe
Who have we still got on the lap? We've got Danny still on.
Danny Van Oom and
just coming out the last turn now.
Jongen has crossed the line, doesn't improve. I think it's just Danny Van Oom we're waiting for, and he comes across the line.
See, not quite, unable to improve.
Do have Alex Kingston on the lap in the Lambo.
Yeah. I'm not sure he's going to threaten for pole with being, half a second off, but I think if he can push himself up the field a bit, I'm sure he'll be very happy.
At this point, sadly, it looks like it's going to be a very much slower lap, currently 1.8 seconds down on his delta.
Yeah,
so
I think he's back. That implies he's abandoned it, doesn't it? You think he's just coming back to pits?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's just going to make his way back to
pits. Yeah, he's
cruising
through that last corner.
It is big time, yeah. And he dives for the pit lanes, and that is that. Oh dear Lord. Nailed it, last, yes! You did, didn't you? Well, you're not last, technically, are you? No, you're not last. What are you talking about? You're 22nd. That's not last. You've still got a few cars behind you. It's all good.
Hoping he was his last. We can watch all the chaos into turn one.
Oh, good Lord. Well, that is your starting order for all set.
Last of the pros, right.
Your last of the pros. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, that is qualifying done and dusted. Rooney, Pole from Van Oom, Dixon, Austin, Stredge, Hearn, Carter, Jongen, Kingston, Wood, Racker, Holmes, Brunix, Bain, Brendel, Richards, Leckie, Janek, Temenga, Harris, Alice, Tass, Borsk, Vischer, Rassenrieder, Sack, Vidoni, Prescott, Ferris, Stevens, and Page. Did I say those all right?
I'm pretty sure. But I'm not seeing the last few of them. They're not on my screen, so I'm taking your word for it, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it on my timing app, but that's absolutely for sure. So let's jump back to track and await the final countdown for these guys to start the race. We've got about a minute left before we see the start of the formation up. I'll go into a rolling start, and we'll then get the first round underway. 1 hour race, and in typical unprepared commentator's fashion, I didn't check there's a mandatory pit stop. There is. So you can see it on the timing screen on the left. There's a mandatory pit stop that needs to be taken by these drivers. So expect pit stops around halfway through the race. That would probably be the most ideal thing.
Is it full lap rolling start, or are we doing the short?
It is a full lap. If it wasn't, if it wasn't a full lap, they'll be starting back round the corner a little bit.
Sand. Not a problem.
Indeed. And this is where you find out it's a standing start. Ha! Johnny says, can't wait to get involved in it next week. I cannot wait to comment on your calamities, Johnny.
Look forward to seeing you back, Johnny. It's always entertaining when you're around.
Take that as you will. As you said, just waiting for the timer to count down. Another few seconds to go. And we'll see these cars pull away on their formation lap. He says. There we go. Formation lap indeed, thank God. Yep.
He starts pulling away. I don't even getting behind. Trying to get him behind him. Occasionally you see people getting a bit brisk on the formation lap, but I think everyone's behaving at the front this time.
We apologise for our oNiD's latest comments. Those comments do not reflect the true views of oNiD Racing towards their commentators.
Aiden, you've met Johnny. He's definitely, that definitely reflects his view towards us.
Yeah. We love you too, Johnny.
He's not wrong, let's be fair.
He's absolutely not wrong. As Rooney leads them away through the formation.
The S's. Let's go with the S's. That's where they're going through at the moment. He's warming his tyres as they try and get some heat into these before the start.
Yeah, indeed. Supermax intensifies. Oh dear Lord, no, God no, please, for the love of God. I walked away from Spa last year hearing that from walking away from the circuit. I cannot get it out of my head. It has been haunting me since the day I heard it.
Someone made just a quick reference to that. We'll try not to mention His Holiness Verstappen too much. It's someone pointed out. I think the reason he's getting disliked at the moment, and it's the same reason Hamilton was disliked, is that after a while they just start to look bored with winning. Yeah. And it's very hard to make them look enthusiastic for another win.
Yeah, yeah. So, I won again. I have the fastest car. Yay!
Yeah, it's like I don't think anyone races hoping that they will gallop away into a 30-second lead.
No, exactly.
I'm sure he likes being champion and he likes having wins, but it's not that fun, really, is it?
No, sadly. Well, look at Hamilton when he got onto pole. He was absolutely ecstatic. I have that bit more energy from that from Verstappen. Like, very good race, guys. Very good.
Yeah, it's hard for him to really get enthusiastic. It's like, well, just won again.
Yeah, very much so. They're warming up the tyres like Kimi Räikkönen, Abu Dhabi. they were, to be fair. They were weaving. Like, goodness knows.
Yeah, it was long. So look, track's not particularly warm. It's 20 degrees centigrade on there, so it's it might feel a little bit skatey on that cold tarmac.
Well, weather for now will stay dry though. That's the main important thing with these guys. I'm probably going to be quite relieved at that fact.
Of course you have weather in this. I'm not used to that.
No, you're not. It's not coming from AC.
I've only done Raceroom and AC. I don't involve weather.
Welcome to ACC, you pleb. As we go down the start-finish rate, and as soon as they cross the line, they'll go racing. Drive-through penalty for 63 and 61.
Yes. Few people were fanning out and not going through their position as we went in there, so I think it's going to be... So there's definitely been a couple who've pinged there.
Absolutely. Oh, it's massive crash in the background. That's a big shot.
That was... who was that? That was one of the Dutch endurance teams.
That's Trinket de Tas falling down the order. Trinket de Tas has been involved.
That's not looking healthy. Who was that Mercedes? That's Jongen.
Potentially. Let's go for a replay as we go down through the first turn at the backfield. Hopefully we'll catch the tail end of that incident. There's a car off at the sides. We missed that one. Oh no, it was
yeah.
There's 3 cars.
That's. I do wish people would pay attention to yellow flags. They're there for a reason.
They are. There was a
I don't
car.
think there was much Trinket could do there. He was avoiding one accident and got collected by someone else avoiding it as well.
Indeed, and look at that, he's
And just
definitely got
ended up
damage.
suffering for it.
Yeah, look at the car though, he's definitely got damage.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the thing.
not. It's looking stanced, isn't it? It's not looking happy.
It's looking a little bit crabby.
Hmm.
Well, let's check in with the leaders, shall we, as they go through the final turn. No chain. Oh, there is a chain. No, there's no change for the leaders. Rooney, Vanum, Dixon and Austin. So go for the gap, Dutch Endurance and 2 Pulse. Still saying the same, but Austin,
Yeah, also, Austin's being harassed by, is it Strieg in the Audi?
he is indeed in the background. People are already heading for the pit lane. Possible damage for those cars at the back, to be fair.
Yeah.
So they will take a pit stop, but won't be within the pit window, so it won't count for the race.
Johnny's saying Trinket's luck is back. Yeah, it does feel that way, doesn't it?
It does, pretty much, doesn't it? Bless him. It's well, if you could define that as luck, I'd be very surprised.
I mean, bad luck is a form of luck.
It is. That's fair. Luck is luck.
That's a question. Is it a form of luck or is it the absence of luck? Who knows?
There was a speeding in the pit lane there.
Yeah.
I didn't quite see who popped up for that.
Of course, that was cars diving for their drive-throughs, wasn't it? At the end of the lap, there was someone who was doing that. They cleared the one drive-through off. I think they might have another one.
It's car 63.
Yeah, no, they've got stop-go 30.
That's the Pulse Ams. That's the Pulse Ams team.
Oh, that's going to be popular. I mean, if it's the game giving you penalties, you can't really complain to anyone about it.
No, exactly. So he's going to be kicking himself. Not a great day for the Pulse.
Yeah.
The Pulse Ams there, but the Pulse Sim Racing up top. Battles keep going, and look at this, Miles Dixon really making inroads into Danny Van Oom through the last turn. And equally, in the background, Leighton Austin being hounded still by the Audi of Stretch there.
Yeah, I mean, the Audi's. There are people have complained that the Audi's a little underpowered, but it's not necessarily a power track. You can get moves done by having the right car at the right place.
Yeah, well, Ben Holmes also just making a move there on Jan Wacker. Wacker is now going to have to go defensive against Duran Jongen from the other Mercedes in the background.
Yep. He's going to be hung out to the outside on the right-hander at the end of the S's, though.
Gets the move done, though.
Yeah, he's lost another place, Wacker, to Richards there in the other Lamborghini. That's
an amazing move out around the outside for both of them, though. Takes a very opportunistic move there and makes it work.
So only 5 minutes in, guys. Just need to settle down, get your heads down, and keep pushing. Live stewarding tonight, as Johnny says.
Yeah, it is indeed. We have seen the race director play a little bit of shenanigans in practice and the start of qualifying.
Having his own little practice on the penalties.
Yeah. Disqualifying drivers, adding penalties and clearing everything. Giving us all heart attacks even before the stream started. But everyone still pretty much knows the tail. 63 has done their stop go, but there's a yellow flag for... That's Chris Ferris and oNiD Racing Stronger. Had a massive spinner. Look at the damage on that new Ferrari.
Yeah, that's not come away looking healthy.
Let's have a quick replay then, shall we? As they go through down in the middle section, they'll go down to the chicane. Might have got collected from the rear potentially. They're going to go onto the brakes. They make the turn in. Porsche hits them and then gets collected by the white Mercedes and the white Porsche. Oh, that's not good at all.
It was a very small tap from the Porsche, but it doesn't take much to put these GT3 cars around.
No, it doesn't, sadly. So that's going to be P28 now for Chris. He's going to be bitterly disappointed at that.
Well, he's got He's not so far back that he can't get back in the fight, but it's going to be a hard drive for the next few minutes to try and find his way back into cars in front.
Absolutely. Now, Stretch has lost a little gap on Dixon here, so I don't know what quite is happening. He might have made a mistake. There's now about a 2-second gap between him and third, but third place now right on the tail of... hold on a minute.
Hang on, no, Stretch was chasing Austin. Austin's dropped down to 7th.
Austin, he hasn't. Oh, what's happened to Austin? That is a very good point.
I'm not seeing any damage on the car, and you'd think with the cars this close, any kind of serious incident would have left him further back down the field than that.
Potentially saved a mistake then, but lost places because of it.
Yeah, that would be my guess. I'd guess a run wide. Judging from where he is, I think he's run it wide somewhere and had a few cars go past before he could get it back on track.
Yeah, now Nick and Stephen Bain. Nick, is that Stevie? That is Stevie Bain going at it. Dutch Endurance and oNiD Racing there, both in the new Ferrari. So pretty much equal on pace. It's going to be driver ability that defines the outcome of this brewing battle.
Stevie's looking confident though. He's tight line through the last left-hander of the chicane of the S's there.
Absolutely, he is. Can't make good of it though at the minute.
There is just enough room around Zandvoort that you can try slightly different lines, find places that are comfortable for you. But whether they're more effective is another matter entirely.
Indeed, but up ahead, Miles Dixon really challenging the Dutch Endurance Team driver, Danny van Oom now. As they go up until the final sector, only one short right-hander, one longer right-hander before they go into the pit straight, and there might be a move that could be made into turn 1 if everything goes well. Who's that going wide? Who's that going wide up ahead? Was that Rooney going wide? It wasn't, it was potentially...
That's the Pulsam car, isn't it?
Oh, it could be. Is that a car being lapped? Yes, I do apologize. I got very excited there for a minute. Good lord. It looked like Rooney though was going quite wide through there to take avoiding action though. Is the only thing.
I don't think it's compromised him too much. I think he's got enough of a gap to get away with it at the moment.
If anything,
if it's something little, he'll be fine.
I think if anything, it's given him quite a bit of a big buffer between second and third, really.
Right, now we're going to have a lapped Pulse car in front of a Dutch team car with a Pulse car chasing it down.
Indeed, 10-second time penalty though for Jung.
Oh, gets out of the way before even any hint of shenanigans. Very nicely done from the lap car there.
Indeed, but that's a fantastic move on the inside by Miles Dixon there for P2.
Yep, 5-second penalty for car 84. Is that for causing a collision?
It's 5 seconds. It's 10-second penalty for causing a collision, Jung, and also 10-second penalty for Anton Pomenga as well.
Pomenga, yeah. I'm assuming that. Yes, that will be the just after turn 1.
Yeah.
With Jerome, because Jerome was in the barriers on the right-hand side of the track, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, Paul Prescott.
Oh, that looks like it was a hit.
That looks like a mighty hit. Let's get a replay of that. As he comes down through the fast right, and he loses the rear.
Just loses the rear. Very easily done there.
And collects another car. That's 2 cars as well. That's big.
That's
car 3 and 378. That's Dave Zalecki. 378. Dave Zalecki. And car 3.
Dave's had to go back to pits.
Who was car 3 though? Is that one of the leaders? No, car 3 was Sven Fischer. That's a massive hit though.
Yeah, I'm looking at on just that little view there. Prescott looked like a passenger once he'd lost the rear there and got into the wall.
And 31's got damage as well.
Yeah, it's enough. 10 minutes in, we're seeing a fair amount of attrition already. That's a very big hit.
Oh, he's gone up. He's gone up the hill at the final turn.
Oof. That's hard to do. I think something was up with his steering there.
How has he managed to get up that far? He managed to get back on track safely enough. Sadly, the replay doesn't quite extend to actually see what happens. He's been there for a while. I wonder.
I'm sure it'll all come out in the wash, but it's a very second-hand looking Lamborghini there.
That is, he's back in the pits getting a repaired though, so that's a shame for him. Danny Van Oom though dropping further down to third and getting attacked now by last Stretch.
That's as good as I'd be able to do on that one, to be honest, man.
Dave Selecki, he's in chat. Yeah, complete passenger, weren't you? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I feel for you, man. Get that car repaired. Get back out, my friend. We'll hopefully see you back out there soon. In the background, there's a fight though. Is that Jan Wacker? There's a train of 4 cars there trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Up ahead, 79. Jerome Jungle trying to make a move. Oh, he might have made contact there with Temeng. Oh, who is that?
It's a little tap there. Yeah, just enough to turn him. Overturn the car, force him to get on the brakes and drop back. But he's not lost too much time.
No, but
he has lost the positions, but he's not out of the fight.
No, exactly. But he was in P2 for the hours. That's going to drop him down to 12th, which is now P3 for the AMS.
That's not that terrible as it sounds, really.
It's not that terrible.
It's not ideal for him,
but
he's got cars in front he can fight with to try and get those positions back.
Yeah,
the next AM is Richards, 2 cars in front of him.
Yeah, fighting away with Jungen.
Yeah, looks like he's trying to get the move done on Jungen there.
Jungen's got damage. You can see the bonnet is flapping up and down in the front of his Mercedes. Zaleki thinks he might give up with the Merc, said nothing but bad luck.
Everyone knows what Merc drives are like, Dave. Go pick another car.
No. Meow. I got that slight undertone there, Ben.
It's so easy. It's so easy.
It's so easy to get me. How dare you, sir?
Yeah, this train of cars, it's a 4-way battle at the moment, but they're closing on the Mercedes of Wood. So this is basically a P1 to P3 battle of the AMS here, with a couple of pros intermixing in it.
Indeed, and there's a mistake for Anthony.
Yeah.
And contact as well. It's actually going to go round, he saves it. A bit of door banging, get pointing in the right direction.
Yeah.
Some more penalties.
That's going to give Holmes the run on him, but he chops the nose off there through the S's.
More penalties coming through as well. 10-second penalty for car 3, Vischer, causing a collision.
So that's down in 20th. That will drop him back to 21st.
Yeah, at the very least. Right. Hearn is really catching Danny Van Oom now. Stredge has got past Van Oom. Side note. So Van Oom
has indeed. Stredge is going very well this evening in that Audi.
He is indeed, but sadly for Hearn, sadly for Danny Van Oom, should I say, dropping down the order for the Dutch Endurance Racing team.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he's had a little moment as well, because he's dropped quite far down. That's about 4 seconds back now.
Yeah, big time. So I wonder if he's maybe carrying a bit of damage we can't see, or potentially just having a bit of a torrid race, so it's gone wrong in the setup.
I'd say Miles Dixon has got to be very happy up in P2. He's now got a decent 3 second plus gap behind him, and less than a second to Rooney up front. So he's got to be in the sights there, isn't it?
He's going to be quite a happy boy, isn't he? We're going to just drop down the order a little bit, because a car doing a NASCAR wall skate there. I think that might be a lap car going out of the way.
Barely works in NASCAR, you certainly don't want to do it in a GT3.
No, exactly. That was car. Didn't quite see what number or Mercedes that was.
That is Jelinek.
Jelinek. Where
I think.
Hell is Jelinek? He is getting out of the way, so it's blue flag.
Yeah.
So
right, yeah, I'm wrong on that one. So back marker who's trying his best to stay out of the way there, and I think he's put it in the wall in doing so.
Oh, can't blame him for getting out of the way, but sadly it's going to hamper his own race.
So I always maintain it's not something you need to do. Yes, you should allow the move to happen. You shouldn't fight leading cars coming through, but you don't have to compromise your own race to do it. You're best off driving predictably, letting them make their way past, because they will do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a
Let
shadow
off on the straight if you need to. Don't put your car in the wall, getting out of the way of faster cars coming through.
It's just not worth it. That's all.
I know the instinct is there. I've done it myself, but
Yeah, absolutely. Well, battle. Peter, just behind these guys, Peter Jenlick fighting away with Ben Holmes. Ben Holmes gets very wide on the exit of turn 1 and concedes the position for the racing stronger driver. Oh, that's a massive crash up ahead! That's Anthony Richards!
That's one of the Pulse cars.
That's Anthony Richards having a moment with, I believe, that's Jacob. Jacob Grassman, Pulse
that's
Sands.
the Pulse Sands. And he's now going to be stuck there until a gap in traffic. And that's a very unhappy looking Ferrari.
That is what happened there. Let's see if we can get a replay. We do have the replay here. Let's
It happened there. He's just lost the rear end.
It and made a collision.
He was a passenger there.
Yeah, and it's blocked the Lamborghini. And Lamborghini loses places.
To be fair, he's done well there. As soon as he's turned around, he's held those brakes for a very long time to make sure he's out of the way. Didn't block the track, kept a gap on the inside. Very well behaved from the Pulse driver there.
Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Good call there for him. I think he realised once it was going and couldn't get it back, he thought, no, just going to have to put my left foot down and hope for best.
Absolutely.
It wasn't the greatest situation for the drivers around him, but
it's not a great feeling when you're watching cars streaming past in front of you, especially when they're barreling at you at speed first. But
exactly. Oh, Daniel Hurd still. Oh, I'm not yawning. I'm not yawning because I'm bored. I'm just yawning because I'm a bit weary. Honest guys.
What we do have to look at, top of the leaderboard, Miles Dixon is through.
Oh, hello.
He's through and is 6/10 clear of Rooney up at the front.
What happened to Rooney?
To be honest, I'm guessing that Miles caught him and passed him. He was closing at a rate of knots.
Ooh, groovy.
But now he's out in front, he's not going to be getting the benefit of the Porsche punching the hole in the air in front of him. So if Rooney can stay in contact.
The slippery slipstream is lacking for Miles, but one would question his actual pace could be enough to actually stay ahead of Rooney.
Yeah, he's put a second and a third on him already there.
Yeah, exactly. His gap is now just over a second. It's kind of 0.8 and 0.9 of a second you really get the slipstream from these cars. So they can't do anything yet. Oh, excuse me, just having a drink. Sorry, no apologies. Right, let's go check down further down the order. My imposter, Aidan Carter, is having another little battle with Anthony Richards. Anthony sadly dropping down the order from getting caught behind the slower and spinning lapped car of the Pulse Am team. So Aidan's got a bit of a battle on ahead of him now.
Aiming one of the go for the gap cars there, certainly looking for a gap down into turn 1 there, but nothing doing. It's harder than it looks to make the pass into there because the trajectory does take you directly into the side of the car in front if you're coming from any distance back. Yeah,
absolutely. Matthew Holman in the chat, I want to be racing, this looks mega. Why aren't you racing, dude? Like, what the hell?
Seriously, man.
To be fair, it's completely booked out, so
yes,
that's probably why. But yeah, it's incredible these guys turning up, getting it. The actual event, I believe, was actually booked out in the first day since it went live.
That does not surprise me. ACC is going from strength to strength, and our ACC events are always massively popular. I mean, with this many cars on track, you can see why, frankly.
Yeah, there's a car that
Always
Mercedes.
going to find someone to race.
Mercedes getting out of the way there. 15-second penalty for 32, causing a collision. Car 32 is Paul Prescott. And also car number 18 should I say. Car 18 causing a collision, 10-second penalty. So penalties being dished out here. Left, right and centre. Stephen Bain, car 18. Sorry Johnny, your boy's got a penalty.
That's going to make the admin chat popular post race.
That is absolutely.
Right, now, question. Forgive my lack of knowledge. As I mentioned, ACC isn't my sim. Do they serve these penalties at the pit stop or are they post-race?
At the pit stop. They serve them at the pit stop. If it's after the pit stop, it will be post-race.
Post-race. Okay, with you.
I'm quite surprised because there is supposed to be a pit window, I do believe. But it hasn't appeared yet.
Let's...
Mandatory pits that people need to take have not been taken, so I will double check that. I'm not sure if it's just if the graphics are out of sync.
I'm going to jump on the event page.
Sorry to interrupt, massive slide from Dave Wood there. Sorry, Ben Holmes in the Lambo, should I say. Massive slide in front of Stevie Bain. It gives Stephen Bain to look up the reason to look up the outside into the chicane. Sticks on the outside. Correctly yields, because that gap was going to be very non-existent in a minute.
Another place it's very difficult to make a pass, but if he can stick with Holmes as they come down into the first turn, he's definitely going to have a shot up the inside there.
Don't think he can quite make it work, sadly. Maybe just a little bit.
Not quite close enough.
Not quite, sadly, but he will stay put. But yes, Johnny, your brother-in, your former teammate for the GT4 champions, has got a penalty. Right, oh, hello, battle up ahead though. Daniel Hearn was pinging to say he was going to be alongside Danny Van Oom here. Daniel valiantly holding off Danny Van Oom is holding off Bailey. He's got three quite faster drivers behind him in the form of Hearn, Kingston and recovering Leighton Austin. Leighton Austin still haven't been able to make a pass after what happened earlier with him during the race. Obviously made a mistake, was up in 4th and dropped all the way down to 7th or 8th sadly. So Paulson, sport driver, not having as much luck as he wanted, or for whatever reason can't get the pace up to make the move work.
He's got a decent bit of space behind him at the moment, but certainly doesn't want to drop too far off that leading pack, especially the pits will be coming up.
Daniel Hand getting very wobbly through the exit there, the penultimate turn.
It doesn't look like there's a mandatory pit window. They have a mandatory stop that they have to do, but no specific window for it, from what I can see.
Let's just check further down the order. Trinket to TAS, I'm just going to look at the graphics there. It says it's still got one mandatory left. What do they need to do to oblige that mandatory?
It's refuelling.
Oh, it's a spinning car!
Oh, that's a big spin there.
That's Dan Stevens and Simon Harris.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether there was contact, but I think, or whether Harris went off in sympathy there.
Dan Stevens, though, 21st place, and Simon Harris, 27th. That was a blue flag situation. Let's see if we can catch a replay. We're going to go with Dan Stevens in 21st. Oh, that's a massive dive!
Oh, that was a very big dive bomb. I think Simon started to make the move, then thought better of it, and then
yeah, I think so as
wasn't able to get the car slowed in time.
That's a massive shunt. Absolutely massive.
So that 777 car is not going to be feeling very good right now, I don't think.
There's a 10-minute window, Johnny is saying in chat.
And it's literally just opened.
It has indeed. Ta-da!
So that'll be the 35th minute to the 25th minute remaining. So,
Yeah. So expect everyone to do their pit stops pretty soon.
yeah.
Oh, that was the yellow flag with Danny Van Oom. Oh, because they're all pitting. Oh, there's Alex Hinston, Austin, and Van Oom all pitting at the same time.
For the pits.
Everyone's diving for the
It's
pits.
only mandatory refueling. There's no mandatory tyre change, so you've got to assume it's going to be very quick stops.
Splash and dashes potentially.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys are not splashing and dashing. They were properly
No.
refuel.
I think some of them have. I'm guessing some of them took. Ooh, that was a bit wide from Miles there.
That was.
I'm guessing some of them took full tanks at the start and have just put in what, litre or so.
Ooh, sorry to interrupt.
Yeesh.
32.
Yeah.
Paul Prescott finding the wall there.
Oof. Yep, slightly hung up on the barrier there, but he held the brakes, made sure that it wasn't coming back on track. There was plenty of room there.
Stop and
Yeah,
go
right.
penalty for 177. Who is that? Speeding in the pit lane.
177 car.
Alex Kingston in the Lambo.
Oh,
So he'll have to go back into the pits and serve that.
yeah.
Stop go 30. Otherwise, it will be, I believe, a 120-second penalty if he doesn't serve it by the end of the
Yeah,
race.
applied post race.
Is automatic post-race 3-minute penalty. Oh, dearest of dears.
That is going to put his race for a Burton. By my maths, that's going to drop him back down to around 19th, 20th place.
Oh.
So that's going to be a lot. That's going to feel like a very long stop there.
Yeah, that will be absolutely disastrous for him. Right. Jan
I'd
Wacker.
say get it out of the way quickly as possible.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Jan Wacker.
Don't wait the 3 laps.
No, absolutely. Jan Wacker, Ben Holmes, and Nick Brunix in the pit lane as they come in for their stops.
Right, so that would make Ben Holmes the first of the AMs to the AM leaders to stop.
Indeed, it
So
does,
is he hoping to find a bit of clear air and get an undercut when Richards comes in?
Quite possibly. None of the leaders has pitted yet. Stephen Bain now inherits 6th, but bear in mind he will have a 10-second penalty added onto his race. But look at this battle though. Stredge and B. Rooney going at it for second and
place.
third. Yes, best of the rest at the minute.
Stretch has been going very well in that Audi tonight. It's very, by some distance, the front-running Audi of the field.
Yeah. Been making it work, that's for sure. But one would question when these guys are going to dive for their mandatory. Stedge is...
Stretch getting out of traffic, getting himself pissed off. Did he clip the pit wall on the way in there?
Oh, potentially.
I think he just clipped the very corner of his wheel on the pit there as he came in.
May have got away with it though.
These flared wheel arches, it's easy to do.
It is, absolutely. But might have just about got away with it.
Right, the 177 has cleared its stop-go penalty and didn't drop back as far as I thought. Dropped back from, what was it, about 13th to 16th.
17th.
17th.
Yeah, timing tower hasn't quite updated yet.
Yeah, mine's slightly different to yours. I'm watching on the repeater.
Yes, of course. That's 17th, there we go.
He's now showing down natives. That's not a terrible loss. It's not going to be fun, obviously, but it's not cataclysmic.
No, he'll be...
And he's... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say he'll be kicking himself, but it's not end of the world.
Yeah, he'll have the pace to try and close back on guys in front. So that's where you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, top 6 not made their pit stop yet. So we're going to keep an eye on these guys. 22nd hasn't made a pit stop yet. Oh, they're making their pits now, 22nd. And the leader is in. Now, is Rooney going to follow?
Yes, he'd have
He is.
Yeah, he does indeed. Dives in. He's not letting Dixon out of his sights.
Hearn is in as well. Top 3 all pitting on the same lap.
Yep.
Bain though, where's Bain? He's coming round the final turn.
Yep, he's running. I'm wondering if he might go for another lap, run it long, and hope that that'll mitigate his 10 seconds a bit. He is indeed, yeah.
But Anthony Richards
He's going round again.
Anthony Richards' 5th is going into the pits. The next person to come across the line will be Alex Ames, who's 6th in that 2nd ranked out. And again, he dives for the pits as well. So Stevie Bain, the last person to stay out on track, currently inherits the race lead.
So that's the 2 currently leading AMs as well. I'm not, depending on how long they stop, they could come out in a very good position compared to the rest of their field.
Absolutely. Let's have a look. Anthony Richards, where is he? There he is. So they're still in the pits. We'll get going sooner or later. B. Rooney though is lost out to Daniel Hearn. Daniel Hearn's managed to get ahead of
Hearn's pipped in the window there. I'm wondering if that came down to pit box position. It'll be the amount they fueled as well, but if it's just slightly less and his pit box was in a better spot, he could have just given him that slight impetus through.
Quite possibly. So battle of the pit stops has worked out well there for Hearn. There is a yellow.
Rooney's not letting him get away though.
No, there isn't. Alex comes out the pits and rejoins in 2nd place for the AMS. Richards in 1st place for the AMS. Oh no, I stand corrected. It's 3rd place for the AMS now, Alex.
I don't know. So, yeah, he's joined back behind Holmes. How far ahead is Richards? Ahead of Holmes there.
12.
Is that about 2 seconds?
So Richard to Holmes is about 2 seconds with one car in between them from the pro class.
Yep.
And there's about a 12-second gap to Ben Holmes and Alex Ames.
So Holmes has come out well from that pit stop window then. He's managed to... He was running, what, 3rd in class? He's managed to leap his way up a space into... and get himself in a fighting position for the AM class lead.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good result for him. Now, all eyes on the final person to pit.
Yeah, Stevie's got to come in this lap, surely. He's going to run out of window if he doesn't.
He's going to drop down the order like a stone, though.
Yeah, it was always going to be a fairly devastating stop for him, but...
yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully he's mitigated the damage a bit running on light fuel.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So might be able to eke out another couple of seconds by going out for another couple of laps. But his race position will drop quicker than Anvil in the ocean.
John was saying that Hearn and Rooney were racing out of the pits and Hearn won it.
Dear Lord. Sadly didn't quite catch that. I wish we did. But yeah, Stephen Bain in the pit lane gets on the pit limiter rather early.
Very carefully into the pit. He's making sure he's not getting another penalty feeding in the pit lane there.
How did
Stevie got a penalty for a collision?
Correct, yes. Causing a collision. Speaking of Rooney and Hearn, this could be a battle of the Porsches.
They've lost out to Stradger, haven't they? He's picked them. He's through.
Who's that?
He's a second and a half behind Dixon.
Where's this?
So Hearn and Rooney were fighting for P2 and 3, weren't they? Before the pit stops.
Fifth and... Yes! Yes! But we've still got... Oh!
So Stradger's picked them.
Well, I'll be damned.
He's made that work for him.
He has indeed. The pit stops have worked well.
Evening, Hilker. Good to see you, man.
Hello, fellas. All right, Hilker. Pleasure to have you with us, good sir. Just under 25 minutes left of this first race, and boy, oh boy, have we been treated to some action. Oh, yellow flag for Andre Brendel.
Oh, that's a big hit.
What happened there? Let's get a
That
replay.
looks like he's lost. I'm guessing he's lost it coming out the last turn there.
Car 31. Blue flashes like some car blue flagged ahead of him. Goes through the final turn. What happens here?
Yeah.
He gets turned in on.
Yeah. Did he get turned in on?
Potentially. From that count, it looked like it. Maybe going for a gap that wasn't quite there, perhaps.
Yeah, I would say that is a bit nose shoved up the inside.
That is, yes. From an angle, yeah, that's actually a fair point.
That was not a move that was on there.
No.
It was front compared to the very rearest part of that Porsche. That was not a place to make a move there at that point.
No. I think
the racing's been excellent so far, Hilker. It's action up and down the field at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hello. Hearn, Rooney, Austin.
Oh, this is closed up.
Third, fourth, and fifth.
And Austin has very much got the bit between his teeth here.
He has gained a couple of positions. He had a very torrid start to the race. Dropped from, second or third down to 8th. Has really struggled to get back up to positions again.
He's made it up through the pit stops. Whatever Pulse have done with their strategy has worked. And I think they've got those Ferraris very dialed in as well. Miles up at the front and Leighton closing on these on this final podium spot here.
He wants his podium back, that's for sure. Can he get it back is another matter.
Yeah.
Rooney does have very good pace and potentially is getting held up here by a bit of a Daniel Hearn train, perhaps.
Yeah. Rooney's going to be looking in that mirror and seeing that neon monster closing down on him as they go into turn 1, I suspect.
Yeah, well, look at this. The Porsches are side by side.
Getting over to the inside very early there.
It was indeed, and this could be a move around the outside for B really to go for the gap.
Bit of Porky on Porky action as they go through the first turn.
So give each other space. The outside will become the inside. The outside's contact between the two Porsches. They're both round.
Yeah, there we go.
What's happened to Leighton? Leighton spun as well.
Caught up in it. Oh, that was...
Leighton was involved
very
as well.
lucky with that rejoin there.
Let's see if we can catch that on a replay. Let's go to Helicam to see how that all unfolded.
Yeah. They're alongside each other. Rooney starts to pull ahead, swings in.
Oh, massive contact between the Porsche and the Ferrari. Oh, that rejoin.
Yeah, that was a very lucky on that rejoin there.
Car was quite awkwardly placed though, so I don't think you can do much about it. Let's go back to the live pictures now, shall we? The fight is still ongoing. Danny Van Oom right on the tail of Hearn, and Hearn in turn still on the back of Rooney. No positions have been changed.
This has brought Van Oom back into the podium as well.
Absolutely. How are the Racing Stronger boys doing? They are doing okay. They're still on track. But apart from that, you'll have to bear with me because we're going to stick with this battle with Van Oom, Austin and Hearn. Rooney's checked out a little bit. It's gone about a 1.5 second gap now over these guys, so he's relatively safe as Van Oom's going to have a dive up the inside. There's contact.
Very risky.
And Leighton's going to try and capitalise. They're going to be middle of the turn. It's not going to work.
Yeah. It's all getting a bit.
Oh, Porsche's off.
Oh, that's a big hit off there.
Oh dear.
Daniel is not going to be a happy bunny there. That was a bit hip and shoulder as they went through that tight, twisty section. That's
not going to go down well, and I think that's going to raise the eyebrows of the stewards there, live stewarding during this event as well. So they'll be keeping an eye on proceedings, and indeed, I'm sure they'll be wanting to quickly review that as well. Bonk, indeed, Badim.
Daniel looks like he's gotten away with it. I'm sure he's carrying a bit of damage, but it looks like the car's still fairly drivable.
The rear is a bit battered along the bottom bumper. Apart from that, hopefully it's only a few seconds worth of damage and maybe just a bit of cosmetics.
Yeah. Won't have done it any favours, but it's still going, that's for certain.
Absolutely. Well, the first real indicator of damage if the lights start to flicker under braking. I haven't seen that yet, but yeah, I don't think even if the car is only slightly damaged, the damage to Daniel Hahn's emotional damage will be very, very abundant.
Well, if you're emotionally damaged by sim racing, then you need to sim race less. But
no, absolutely.
But in the meantime, we do. Leighton is still closing down on Van Oom in fourth place there, but they've dropped. But they've given Rooney a bit of a gap in front of them there through these shenanigans.
Absolutely. Hilke, thank you. Yes, John Eck in 7th, and then Ferris 21. Is who racing tonight? I can't quite see. Is
Page.
Page, I believe he is. He is. He's not.
That went well.
It did. I can't see him on the order, sadly, so I don't think he is tonight. But nonetheless, I'm sure he would appreciate you cheering him on nonetheless.
Austin taking some very tight lines behind. Van Oom there is looking for any gap he can see to try and get through.
Yeah, Van Oom, it's not a victim, Van Oom. Let's not go that far. But indeed, it was elbows out racing, perhaps having flashbacks to our wonderful touring car championship with Super Tours and AC about a month or so ago. But no, these aren't touring cars. They are emulating the German touring car series, but yeah, elbows were definitely out a couple of months ago for Austin.
You know me, I'm a touring car guy. I'm quite forgiving of a bit of door banging action, but these aren't really the cars for it. There's not much you can lean on each other for. So 15-second penalty for car 31.
31.
Causing a collision.
Who's 31? That's Brendel. That's probably the move up the inside that we saw earlier on for the lapped car, the Porsche in the final turn.
Yeah, I suspect so.
So yeah, that's going to be an annoying race for him. One of the last place pro drivers. He is the last place pro driver, should I say. Anthony Richards, though, is showing us a slow car. Why is he going slow? Oh, he looks like he might have a bit of damage.
Yeah, that rear is hanging itself out. He's trying through there.
You can see his front of his car.
Yeah, it's not a happy-looking car. And that has promoted Ben Holmes into P1 in the AMS as well.
Yeah, that has.
So I think Anthony's done something to his car, or something has been done to his car. And
yeah, either either.
Cleared the way for his fellow Lamborghini driver there.
Lamborghini versus Lamborghini for the race lead in the AMS, and sadly the Lamborghini of Holmes is going to take it if things stay the same way. Just over a quarter of an hour left of a 60-minute race. All pit stops have now been taken. We won't be looking for anyone pitting unless they have to. Judging by Anthony Richards' car, he might have to.
Yeah, I think he might be nursing it home there.
Absolutely. What's happening with Van Oom and Austin? They're catching Rooney. Rooney's dropping back down a little bit.
Van Oom has dropped Austin very slightly, by about half a second he's pulled on him. But that's it'd be enough to give him just enough breathing space to take a gasp there.
Oh, he needs it. He's been involved in battles left, right and centre, and I think he's going to welcome a slight breather with not having the car in front or behind him.
Let's see. This one I think will run to the end. 75% through the race, just under 15 minutes left to go.
I wholeheartedly agree.
So it's going to be get very close towards the finish, I think.
Well, let's just drop back down the order a little bit and give some attention to the guys in the midfield and towards the back of the pack. Dave Wood for third will be challenging, hopefully, for third place on Alex Ames in the Audi.
It's been a great battle in the AMs all night. They have been... At one point, it was a 5-way battle going there with a couple of pro cars mixed in just for giggles.
We need to have a look up the inside on this fast right-hander.
Someone took a big chunk out of the grass on the curb there.
Indeed he did, but look at the background as well. Aidan Carter, for the not in the AM class, is one of the pro drivers down in 16th overall, wants 15th place on the track. I think
tell you what, the darkness has closed in. It feels very suddenly on this track, hasn't it?
It does indeed, very much so. And Aidan Carter gets that move done on Wood. So Wood's going to have to wait to challenge again for the podium position in the AMs, but loses a place to Aidan. It's very weird talking about someone in the third person with my name.
It's alright, Nadia, we'll just refer to you as your alternative.
Oh, you quit it, you. The community do not need to know my name said backwards is Nadia, okay? Just saying.
The community can spell.
and you're very right, I can't. Chickens... Well, we just
Chicken fish racing, that was a great team.
It is, I think that was Aidan, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh dear Lord. God no, you said my secret nickname to the community, oh my god.
Well, I'm always a sucker for a good team name. Mine was always Fat Fuka Racing. with an umlauted U.
FFR. Come and join Team FFR, we're fat, we're Fukas, and we love racing.
Yeah, that's basically the motto.
Oh dear. You glorious old soul, you.
Let's have a look, see what's going. That is better than what Johnny calls me, to be fair.
Oh dear. But there is. Who's that? Car 21. Trying to pass. Is that car 21 in the purple Mercedes up ahead? Can't quite tell. Oh, it's a back marker trying to.
It is a back marker, and that's. I think that's one of the oNiD teams, isn't it?
It is.
Could that be Dave? Was that Dave Selecki?
Potentially, it is Dave Selecki, and he's fighting with the Lambo ahead of him, but they've got faster cars in the form of Rooney and the Dutch. Oh, he's gone wide.
Yeah, that's sort of solved the question. I was going to say they've got their own battle to fight. You can't be expecting them to jump out of the way for you.
I don't say commentator's curse, but
yeah, slightly. That has dropped that battle down a bit.
That has, sadly, so he's going to drop down the order into P28.
Yeah,
is the lucky.
Lost about a second back there to the car in front, but that has let the
contact between Dave Wood and Ames, 4th and 3rd for the AMs.
Yeah,
and Kingston's got caught up in that as well.
Yeah, he's managed to. I think he's managed to navigate his way through, but Ames backing off into the gravel to give himself space to get back on track there and avoid any further collisions. But it's dropped in a distance back. He's going to hold on to 3rd in the AMs, I think.
He is, but look at that. Down the inside, contact was made.
Yeah.
And then Lambo has to take avoiding action as well. It does continue, though.
It's a risky move into that right-hander. It drops away from you.
I think very wisely the car 888 of Alex gets up onto the sandbank so he can have a clear view of what's coming along the track.
Yeah, I think he checked his radar, saw that he had space to back up, got out the way of everyone and held the brakes off on the side until he had another gap.
I think he's made the best of a pretty awkward situation there.
Well navigated. It has dropped him a long way back from Wood there.
Sadly.
15 seconds back, so that has taken him out of contention for the AM podium.
Yep, unless any of the other AMs have it coming together.
Yeah. which never say never. The way this is gone.
Badim in chat. Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. It was just Badim. What he said.
Nice.
5-second penalty for car 23, causing a collision. That's a SimSport car going very wide there. That looks like one of the AM teams potentially. I think it was, so we don't need to worry about that. 423 has also got a 5-second time penalty. That's Van Oom. That's 4th place.
Oh, that will be for the.
And there's contact
with
again.
Rooney,
Contact with Rooney
God.
again on turn 1.
That's not going to be a popular moment from Danny Van Oom.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh
Not
dear.
Not from Van Oom. Yeah, no, I was right. It was from Van Oom, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, let's have a look.
How did he? Was that that's a long way back to be making the pass into turn 1 here.
He gets late on the brakes, goes to the inside, and nudge.
He wasn't even trying to make the pass. He just outbraked into the rear corner.
I think he did, and then that's given Miles Dixon the lead. Sorry, that's given. Sorry, I apologise. Leighton Austin.
Leighton threw into.
Leighton into 3rd. Oh, that's not going to go down well.
No. Leighton's got a 5-second penalty. Mind you, Leighton and Danny both with 5-second penalties.
Ooh.
So if Rooney can close up on them.
Where is Rooney? He's 6.2 seconds behind Danny Van Oom.
Nice.
So he needs to get that down.
He needs to find 1.2 seconds on them in the next 7.5 minutes, pretty much.
Car 13 is showing a yellow flag. What's happened to car 13? Samuel Page down in 29th. Going very slowly.
Yeah, that looks like something mechanical's not playing, isn't it?
Well, let's have a look at the replay. A very undamaged car there, and oh
yeah, oof. That's a big hit.
Exit stage right. It just goes straight through the S's.
That's going to be that left-hand suspension in a very bad way, I suspect.
Was he just distracted by something there?
I'm guessing he just had an outbraking moment.
Okay,
there he is. Okay.
It was through the S's.
He made it on. Yeah, it's easy to do. It's the fastest section of the fastest turning section of the track. And it's at that bit when the road drops away from you down into that right-hander. If you miss your braking there, you just go.
Helke, thank you very much. That's a good point. We found him.
He's doing very well to try and crawl this back to the pits.
Just trying to stay out the way, bless him.
Yeah. He's right out on the marbles, off on the side.
I think he's
doing everything he can.
That's a race over for him, isn't it? Bless him.
Yeah.
Easy to do, very much so.
Yeah, very easy to do there.
Right. Oh, what's happening with Genlik? Racing stronger. Challenging Daniel Hearn for 6th place.
He's ahead of Daniel Hearn. Daniel Hearn's carrying a 10-second penalty.
That is a good point. So he'll get the place regardless, but I think he just wants it on the track.
6th, yeah.
He wants it outright, and he does get it.
He's not waiting around for post-race shenanigans. He's making sure that he gets it done.
And indeed he does. Daniel Hearn dropping down to 7th place now, and now going to be challenged by Jerome Jungan in P8 very shortly, I reckon.
Realistically, Hearn is running in about P10.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. It's crawling like a zombie, like in Call of Duty, was Samuel Page. I can absolutely agree with that, and I believe he has...
I think he should have made it back to the pits by now.
Oh, Pulse Ams!
He's not had a good race as Grasmeda.
As reset to pits though, he was in last place. What's happened? It's through the S's again, I think. This is on a replay, so we're going to see what happens. Through the S's it goes left and goes right. I think it's going to be the same spot. Oh, car goes up and he loses it.
Same spot as just as the track drops away, and I think it's the darkness is catching them out.
Yeah. Car goes right.
They do not believe in a thing called love when it comes to that corner.
No. Oh, Ben Holmes, the yellow flag. Leader for the AMS. Lost out of place to Stevie Bain, but was showing as a yellow flag.
Yeah, he's still going. The car looks drivable-ish.
It's a yeses again.
It's the same place.
Is it though? Goes. No, it's not yeses per se. Not quite.
No, it's out of the right hand.
It goes wide.
A bit wide.
And clonks the wall.
Yeah, that's a big hit on the right rear corner. Might be okay. Might be able to manage that round for the last 5 minutes.
Indeed,
it's looking a little bit twitchy. That might just be dirty tyres.
Well, we're back with live photos now.
He's back up to speed there, and it looks like it's driving along perfectly happily.
So not live photos, live pictures, should I say?
Close enough.
Close enough. But Anthony Richards, 12 seconds down the road now, sadly.
Yeah, backmarker getting out of Ben Holmes' way. That he is still leading the AMS, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, 378. Who's 378? And 113. 378, 113. 5 second.
113 is Wood.
Oh, Wood. He's got a 5-second penalty for causing a collision. Where in the world is Wood?
He is down in P16.
Yeah. And 10 seconds to 423.
Okay, Selecki.
Oh. Oh dear. That's not good for Dave. He's not going to be happy with that. Down P27. Yeah. Oh, it's dropped down the order a little bit more actually, because P20 closing up on P19. There's a bit of, it's not a train per se. There's back markers in between these guys, ahead and behind.
Couple of bit of beamer on beamer action as they're coming through the last couple of corners there.
Actually, I stand corrected. I believe the cars in front and behind these two are faster cars, are waiting to lap these guys, but they're going to have their own battle into turn 1 first of all. Just over 2 minutes left. Oh my god, 2 minutes left. Jesus.
As far as I'm concerned, they'll have to wait. If cars are battling, you can't expect them to jump out your way.
No, absolutely correct. Another battle, 14th and 13th, is going down to the wire by about 0.4 of a second. We'll keep an eye on this battle. I think nothing's really going to change here as of yet. They go through the S's. No. I'm going to jump with Aidan Carter because he's going to be alongside into turn 1.
That was a little bit of a dive there.
That was. Anthony Richards gives him space and they eventually work it out. Stephen Bain is also incredibly close to Nick Brunik.
Oh, Van Ooms had an extra penalty there. He's holding a 15-seconder now.
Oh,
we missed that at some point.
We did indeed. What happened to Van Oom?
So that's promoted Rooney. I'm guessing it was for the collision with Rooney where he's spanning round there.
One would presume, yes.
And that definitely drops him back behind.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Aidan Carter makes a move up the inside, but makes contact with Anthony Richards.
Richards helps out onto the grass there. Went bucking and steering, and now collected the wall a bit.
Let's go to the replay. Aidan Carter, should I say, has made the move up the inside. Goes very wide though. Anthony gives him an excuse to look on the inside, and Anthony and Aidan come together on exit. And that's just enough to push him wide.
A lot at the curb. And that rear end bucking like an angry donkey as he adds to his Armco collection there.
Yeah. Well, he gets going again. Only down to 15th, but we've had the final call. Leader is on the final lap. A lot has happened since we checked in with the leader. Miles still up there. Ooh, sorry, yellow flag. Nick Brunik, Dutch Endurance Team.
That was a very risky position to be in there. Where is that? Is that the final turn? No,
it's turn 4.
Very, very awkward place to be turned round there.
Yes, but we'll go back to race leaders. He comes across the checkered flag and takes race win for round 1 of the Tourenwagen.
Mastix stopping on just past the
checkered
there.
Stredge gets P2. Congratulations to Stredge. And the
Sweet.
other Pulse Sim Sport of Leighton Austin will come back for a well-fought third place.
Yep.
Flashing
And he
his
will
lights in
hold on to that
celebration.
because even with that 5-second penalty, he's a distance ahead of Van Hoom, who's just taken the 15 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. So Rooney
Now,
will
Rooney
inherit
will
fourth.
come across. Yeah, that should rectify itself, I believe.
Anthony Richards has sadly had another spin, sadly, along the middle of the circuit. Same place as before, sadly. He's going to be cursing himself a little bit there. Let's go back to the checkered flag. Stephen Bain will secure P10.
Momentum. Ben Holmes coming through behind him to take the AM class win.
Congratulations, Ben Holmes, winner of the AM class, P11 overall. Brunick, 12th, followed by Carter in 13th. Kingston will be 14th.
I think that's the last of the lead lappers, isn't it?
I've seen the checkered flag, yes.
Yeah.
Wood 15th, Richards will be
Coming across for limping slightly, I suspect, across for a 16th.
Indeed, and last driver will be Matty Sack coming across the line to claim P22. Everyone's seen the checkered flag, and that, folks, is that.
Well, that was a bit action-packed, wasn't it?
That was... Can I breathe now, Ben?
I think you can get away with taking a breath at this point, yes.
Thank the Lord. All out Fops, you did survive, drink it, absolutely. You finished, you saw the checkered flag, and you survived.
I think that was certainly a challenge in and of itself there.
Yeah. That was insane. Action continuously.
Great racing all night. Plenty of action. I suspect the stewards were kept busy in the race. I suspect there will probably be a bit of post-race business as well.
I would imagine so, definitely.
But, great racing, and it looks like it was a fun night for all there.
And indeed, the weather did turn a heck of a lot darker right towards the end. That was definitely very interesting to see that, wasn't it? The weather just suddenly just turned.
Yeah.
Almost dark.
Once it got dark, it certainly seemed to get a bit more twitchy out there.
Absolutely.
Johnny says RD might have to hand out some bollocksings.
I think that will definitely be coming, for sure. Well, we shall see, and I'm sure the Instinct report will be updated within the Discord for everyone that has taken part tonight. If you have been involved in the post race, you will be notified. So if you've been naughty, you might still get a wrap around the knuckles for it.
Certainly one way of calling it. So, yep, great racing from all, and it's certainly been a pleasure for the first ACC race that I've been able to consistently comment on, where people have been able to hear me. So,
What?
What?
You are. What are you saying?
Anyway.
I changed my hearing aids. Anyway. It's been a pleasure to have you with me in the comments box, Ben. I hope you enjoyed your first commentary experience at ACC. You were coming from the Assetto Corsa and Raceroom side of things. Next week, though, we will be visiting the wonderful racetrack of, as I manically click through SimRacing.GP to find the next round.
It is Imola.
Imola. Always provides some racing around there, isn't it, Imola?
Always good, always contentious around there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, same time, same place next week, and same voices as well. We will see you guys next week. Take care. Till then, it's Adrian and Ben, so from the comments box. Good night, everyone.
Good night.